Hi, everyone, and welcome to our live on how the Entrepreneur Program helped me create my brand. If you're watching this, then you are very likely part of our huge free masterclass at the moment, which has over 45,000 people in it. Isn't that incredible? I've absolutely loved every second of it. It's been amazing to see everyone taking part. I hope that's you too. So jump in the chat. Tell me where you're from in the world, first of all. I love always seeing all the countries. And today on this live, we're going to be talking about the International Organic Skincare Entrepreneur Program, which is our flagship program. It's the one that's open for enrollment at the moment as well. It closes tomorrow. You haven't got very long if you want to join it. And I am Lorraine. I run Formula Botanica. We are the world's leading formulation school, and I'm thrilled to be here with you all. And I'm joined by Robin Wayman, who is one of our student mentors and also a graduate of the program. Hi, Robin. How are you doing?
Hi, Lorraine. Thanks for having me today.
Oh, it's amazing to have you here. I'm really excited that you're here because we're going to be hearing all about your brand, which is called what?
Sunlux Skincare.
Very nice. And we're going to be learning all about the formulations that Robin's made and how she used the program at Formula Botanica in order to create her beauty brand. But first of all, I just want to ask you in the chat, how many of the masterclass episodes did you watch? Where did you get to? There are 10 of them. Have you watched all 10 of them? If not, you literally only have another, I'm looking at my clock here, 22 hours before the whole masterclass is going to disappear. And it won't be back. I don't know when it's going to be back, if it's ever going to be back. So you haven't got much longer. You also only have 22 hours left in order to enroll for our huge International Organic Skincare Entrepreneur Program. It is the flagship program that will take you from complete beginner to formulator. Let's see, I've got a couple of comments coming in. First of all, let's see where everyone is in the world. We've got Idris in Las Vegas. Hi, Idris. Nice to see you again. Mahmoud in Nigeria. We've got Nikki in Greece. We've got Leah in North Carolina. Jess from Texas. We've got a few more North Carolinas here. That's awesome. So it's great to have you with us this evening. It might not be evening where you are, by the way, but it is here in the UK. So tonight, I'm going to be interviewing Robin to find out more about her brand. I'm also going to be answering your questions together with Robin. So if you have any questions about the International Organic Skincare Entrepreneur Program, this is your chance to ask it because we won't be here again anytime soon. So this is your opportunity to basically get feedback instantly. And if you have any questions, that is why we're here. So let me just check my notes. Yes, so at the moment, our International Organic Skincare Entrepreneur Program is open. And this is the perfect bundle of courses to take you from complete beginner to certified formulator and indie beauty organic skincare entrepreneur. And you can see the 5 course badges below us here. So the program contains 5 different courses, 3 diplomas and 2 shorter certificates. We've got our foundation diploma in skincare formulation, our advanced diploma, which will help you innovate your formulations, our certificate in natural cosmetic preservation to keep them safe and stable, and our certificate in stability testing, which will make sure that you embed stability testing in your lab, as well as, I know this is my favorite, and I think it's Robin, our diploma in beauty brand business management. So the business course that brings everything together and helps you turn your formulation, like the masterclass eye cream that hopefully you made or that you followed along with, you could turn that into a business. And I bet that probably sounds pretty enticing right now. So I want to dive in and find out more about you, Robin, and help the viewers tonight get to know you and your brand a little bit more too. So let's start from the top. What is your brand? Tell me more about Sunlux.
All right. Well, welcome, everybody. It's so exciting to see so many different people from all around the world joining us. I'm Robin. I am a student mentor with Formula Botanica, and then I also help out in the business course. And I found Formula Botanica back in 2018. And when I found them, I started with the Diploma in Organic Skincare course. And when I started that course, I just knew I wanted to learn these skills. I had no idea I was going to launch a business, but I quickly realized that that was the path I was going to be on. And I joined the entrepreneur program. And within a couple years, I now have an award-winning brand. It's called Sunlux Skincare. And we have a few awards, and we also have been in magazines. And so honestly, this program is what got me not only the skill set, but it got me the business skills to get to where I am today. So, I mean, these 5 courses are exactly what you need to go from knowing absolutely nothing to having a brand ready for retail.
Amazing. So tell me more about the journey that you went through. You enrolled with us. When did you graduate? How long did it take you?
So I enrolled in 2018. I was a stay-at-home mom. I still am, but now I'm a business owner. I have 3 kids, and they're very active. My kids do football, swimming. My daughter's a competitive gymnast
Wow.
and a hockey player. I mean, I just have so much going on, but I needed something during the day for myself. And I knew I wanted something in skincare. So I did a bunch of research, and I continually kept coming across Formula Botanica. I mean, Google was telling me I needed to check
It
you
was.
guys out. They were. So I finally looked a lot more into it. I read the descriptions on the website, because when you go to the website and you look at our courses, you'll see a description of what you're going to learn. And that really kind of helped me go, you know what, I'm going to give this a shot and see what I think. And once I started, there was no stopping. I mean, I just couldn't get enough of it. I just had to figure out when in my day I could sit down and study so I could formulate. And I just continued with the courses. And within about 2 years, I had my brand launched.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, once I started, I fell in love with it, and I just didn't want to stop. And now
Mm,
it's more about how do I get my brand out to people.
yeah.
But I still, I took the masterclass. I love formulating. I love learning, a new formulation, whether it's really intricate or super simple. I think the simple ones are the best ones to learn. And so the masterclass is a great intro for people to learn about formulating and then to get into the school.
That's amazing. I mean, I love the fact I didn't actually know it took you 2 years because actually I know a lot of people are watching thinking, my goodness, this would take such a long time. But you're effectively saying you went from masterclass to enrollment to having your own brand within 2 years. That is actually a very short space of time. Do you feel like you fast tracked it, or did you just work through it at your own pace?
I kind of think I worked at my own pace. I know for sure if I didn't have kids, I could have done it so much faster. But those kids, they keep me busy. So we ended up launching at the very end in 2020 during the pandemic. And it was kind of one of those, you know what? I was done kind of holding back from launching, and I
Mm.
just launched with what we had ready to go and continued growing the business from there. And even now I'm still growing the business. I'm learning every day more things about, the business, and really the business course in this whole entrepreneur program is what has taught me what I need to know about setting my business up and growing it. And, do I want to go in retail? Do I want to get big? Do I want to stay small?
Mm.
So really, I'm still kind of in the thick of it, I always think. But from knowing absolutely nothing and finding Formula Botanica, it was about 2 years, and then we launched.
That's amazing. So tell me about why you launched a brand, because I know many of the people watching are thinking they want to launch a brand as well. And everyone has different reasons, but I always think it's really interesting to tap into why. So what was your big driver?
Yes. So I found right when you become part of the school and you join a course, you get access to our Facebook community. This community has got a ton of the graduates in it. It's got the newbies, and it's
Yeah.
got the people who are raising millions of dollars, like Bye Bye Beauty. So you've got access to this wonderful community, and I would see all these people with their stories, and that's what I want to know. Okay, what is their brand
Yeah.
story? And I knew right away what mine was. I just wasn't sure how to get it out there. And my story was that I had skin cancer, and I've had it 4 different times. And every time I would leave the dermatologist's office, they would just say, okay, we'll see you in 6 months for your next checkup. They never really kind of taught me how to take care of my skin after sun damage. So it really kind of just set in me a drive to say, you know what? if it can't be me, that's the only
Mhm.
one. So I'm going to make a line that is for people with severe sun damage, and they can hopefully find me and read my story and understand what I'm doing now to take care of my skin after having skin cancer, after a severe burn, after having sun damage. And so that really was the heart of my story. And from there, you start small, then you start to make the picture bigger, bigger. From there, I was able to say, okay, what do I want my products to look like? And for me, that was, I want every product to have an antioxidant in it. So every single one of my products, I'll show you one of them. There's one of our best sellers. It's called the UV Repair, and this has St. John's wort in it. Um, and so it's one of our best sellers because it's really good for after sun care.
Amazing.
And so we really just kind of went with that. It was about having sun damage and our story and just kind of getting it out there as best as we can.
Yeah, incredible. And what an incredible story. I mean, I've heard you tell it a few times, and every time I appreciate how much love and passion you put into this and how important this is to you. Did you ever feel like you wouldn't be able to do this?
Did I ever feel like I would be able to formulate and launch a brand
Yeah.
or tell? Okay. No, no, not really.
I love
um,
that.
yeah, no, I honestly felt like everything I was getting in the diploma in organic skincare formulation course. That's the course where you're going to learn to become a formulator. Then you want to get through the advanced course because you want to know that when you're talking to other manufacturers or you're talking to suppliers, you're saying the same language they're saying because they're going to talk a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where I was just maybe overly confident, but I was pretty confident in what I was saying and how I was talking about my ingredients. And it just kind of felt like it became like natural. And so I always felt like I could do this. It was more about how much time do I have to dedicate to this. And so I like to say that my business is very small and controlled. And that's because that's how I can still be a wife and a
Yeah.
mother and run around, but still have something that I call my own.
Incredible. Yeah, well, I love that. And I hope everyone listening is sort of internalizing this as well, because a lot of people come to us and say, I don't think I can do this. But I love that you just sort of smashed through any barriers you had there and just went for it. Did you ever think to yourself, I don't have time to do this? Because obviously, yes, the kids are at school in the daytime, but as we all know, for those of us who have kids, that school pickup period happens very quickly and comes around faster than you realize. Did you ever?
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think even now I still wonder, like, how do I find the time? And what it really comes down to is just being organized. You need to really understand what hours of the day you have and then what you're going to dedicate that time to. So for me, when I first started, it was dedicating it to the coursework. And then if I had an extra hour, when the kids were asleep, I'd get back on my computer and I'd figure out, okay, I know in this module we're going to make this. I need to order these ingredients, and so then I wait for them to come and work through the videos again. And you really, if you want something bad enough, you're going to find a way to do it.
Yes, and that I think is the crux of this really, because if you're watching this, then you've taken the masterclass most likely. You've decided that you want to become an organic skincare entrepreneur. You've either enrolled with us already or there's something holding you back. And today is really why we're here to talk to you. So if there is something holding you back, but you have this inside of you, post it up in the chat and we'll get to your questions shortly. So, Robin, tell me a little bit more about, how you got to the stage of creating a brand. So you learned how to formulate. How did you get to the stage that you thought, I can now turn my formulations, like this eye cream that we made in the masterclass, into a business?
Well, I really got to a point where I was making a bunch of the formulations that you learn in the program in the first course, the diploma in organic skincare, and I started giving them to anybody who would take them. And I will just tell you now, my first set of friends who got all my stuff, who knows what they were getting. I used to laugh at them and they still give me a hard time because they're like, we didn't even know we were opening, but we just, we took whatever you mailed us. And they're the ones that, I give them like a bunch of free stuff because they've stuck with me. And now I'm that much better with time and more skills. But, I got to a point where I just thought, I can sell these. People are asking for more. I'd make them something, ask them to try it, and they'd say, "Oh my gosh, that was so good. I'm almost empty. Can you give me more?" And I thought, yeah. And I would say, "Hey, how much would you pay for something like this?" And, and then I'd say, "Tell me what you didn't like. Be
Mm.
brutally honest." And I think the number one thing everyone would say to me is they wanted it to smell good.
Yeah.
It's because everything I made had no scent. And so I'm like, okay, I got to figure out how to, incorporate this in it. Well, where am I
Mm.
going to learn that? I'm going to learn that in the diploma in organic skincare formulation class.
Yeah.
That's where you learn how to, make a full bodied scent. And so it just was one of those things where I knew in my head, I can figure this out. I just got to keep at it. And I always tell myself, just keep moving the business forward. Even in
Mm.
the last 4 months now, we've been moving across country. I have just done little things week after week to move the business forward. There definitely is a little bit of a feeling of a setback, but it's okay. It's okay.
Mm.
We're getting settled in, and I just keep moving the business forward. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So I just knew at some point I could turn this into a business. I just needed the skills to know how to do that.
Understood. Well, amazing what you've achieved in such a short period of time with all of your other commitments on top of that as well. Did you ever look at the beauty market and think, because this is something a lot of people say to us, they go, I can't stand out in the beauty industry. Did you ever think to yourself, there's no way that I can create a brand that will stand out?
I mean, yeah, of course. I think everybody has those, natural feelings of, oh, everybody's already done it. I can't do it too. But when it comes down to it, people buy from people. When I think about who am I buying from? Am I buying from a celebrity brand because I like the celebrity, or am I buying because it's sustainable and I love their story behind the sustainability in the product and the
Mm.
packaging, and that's why I buy it. So I just knew if I can just make the story my own, so it's authentic and it's me, then if people want to buy from me, they will. And honestly, the feedback I get from my customers is that's what keeps me going now,
And
because they love it. They tell me, "Oh, I told my mom and my mom loves it." A lot of I have found, I thought, my age group, my market was going to be like women in their 40s. It's actually women in their like 60s, because they're the ones who now really see the damage from
mm,
growing up through the sun, all those
yeah.
years of sun damage. And I mean, when they say they find me, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I am so grateful." And I mean, they say things that are just so heartwarming, and that motivates me to keep going and keep the business and trying to, make new formulations that are even better, or
Yeah.
that this group of people might like. So yeah, it's nice.
It's what gets you out of bed in the morning as well, I'm sure, because being able to change someone's life like that is it's really impactful, and it makes you realize that you're changing people's lives all around the world through the products that you've made and something that you've created, which must feel incredibly special.
Yeah, it is so heartwarming. I get letters, and it's just so sweet when they send me. I have a box full of them because it's just so sweet that somebody would take the time to thank me for my product. And so, when it does come to, okay, there's because in my category, sun damage, there's probably 10 huge brands that have way more money to spend than I do. And you know what? I honestly just have to not look at them. I know they're there, and I sometimes buy a product here and there to try to see who's in my category. But I can't worry if I spend all my days worrying about what everybody else is doing. My
Yeah.
business is not going to grow. You're going to sense it in my messaging. You're going to sense that I'm desperate, or I'm worried about what,
Yeah.
another brand is doing. And so really, it's the confidence you get. And when you go through that business course, you're going to develop that confidence. When you go through your diploma course and you realize I can formulate,
Yeah.
and you don't have to be this big manufacturer with a building, you build a confidence that you can say what you need to say and it feels good. And so really, if people are worrying about that, they just need to know they don't have to, and they can be a small business and work from home and still be a mom or still be a student. They can go to be a full-time college student and still take this course.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, we have almost 20,000 students in 191 countries around the world now, and everyone's story is different, but one thing everyone has in common is they're typically very busy. But if they really want this, they will fit it in alongside all of the other commitments in their life. And just to remind everyone, in case you've joined us late, we are talking about the International Organic Skincare Entrepreneur Program, which Formula Botanica teaches. It's our flagship program. It is the program that will take you from complete beginner to certified formulator and organic skincare entrepreneur. By the way, if you can hear ticking behind me, that's my live student counter. So we're enrolling people as we speak at the moment.
Yay!
Enrollment is open until 4 p.m. UK time tomorrow, which is 11 a.m. Eastern time and 8 a.m. Pacific time. Please don't ask me other time zones. I don't know them off by heart, but Google is your friend in that one. 4 p.m. London time is when we close. And I'm joined here by Robin Wayman, who runs her lovely brand, Sunlux, who is a graduate of Formula Botanica and also works in our student mentor team. So you may have seen her in our communities. So we've got lots of questions coming in. I've got two more for you before we jump on the questions that I can see coming in the chat. What advice would you give to someone who's thinking of enrolling? Because you stood in their shoes. What would you say to someone who's sat on the fence and going, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can commit to this.
I would honestly just tell them that if they have a passion to learn skincare, if they have a passion even just to be in the cosmetic industry, give it a shot. You have nothing to lose. I mean, if we're talking cost, the cost is nothing compared to university. I mean, I have a degree from university as well, and student loans from that. And I have self-funded everything with Formula Botanica and my business. So it is possible. And, you know, if you give it a shot, I think you're going to be happily pleased and find out how much you love it, how much the community is there for you. You know, we don't just have people sign up and leave them high and dry to figure it out. That's what the handful of mentors are there for, the help desk. Everybody's there to guide them so they're not alone, because they do get to do it from home. And that was probably the biggest bonus. Being a stay-at-home mom, I needed something that I could do from my own desk at home when I had time, when my hair's in a bun and I'm messy and I'm in my pajamas. You know, I need to know I can do this from home and not have to get in my car and go somewhere. So if that sounds like anybody listening, then this is really a good opportunity for them to jump in and, you know, take that leap that they're not really sure about.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I'm totally biased, obviously, in agreeing with you, but I have watched this succeed for thousands and thousands of students. If you want to fit this inside in alongside everything else that you're doing, this works. And I don't know if you can see all the products stood behind me, but I'm sent dozens and dozens of products all the time from all around the world. I've got so many hundreds of products there now, they barely fit into my cupboard. In fact, I have boxes on the floor here at the moment that you can't see. And all of these people started their brands as a result of studying with us. And this is the program to do it. And this is why it's currently open. So one final question, Robin, before I jump in the chat and start taking all the questions that have been coming in. What's next for Sunlux? Because you got to the stage that you enrolled with us, you graduated, you launched your brand all within a period of 2 years. You've obviously had a ton of other stuff going on. You've just moved across the country, for instance. But what's next for Sunlux?
Oh, that's such a good question. I've actually been digging into that deeply in the last few weeks because of the move. You know, what do I want 2024 to look like? And it's something I do, you know, every quarter anyways. Am I on track with my goals? Am I on track with where I want to be? And really, I think 2024, I'm launching a new product and it's just about ready. It's really exciting. I really am focusing on how I'm viewed in the public. So when I first was doing it, it was more just about getting everything out as fast as I could. I wanted my website done. I wanted, you know, now it's more about how I'm viewed and perceived as a brand. My brand for 2023 won the award by I can't think of the name of it. I'm so sorry.
Beauty Shortlist?
Yes, Beauty Shortlist. And we won Best Sun Care Brand. And I mean, I almost started crying because I was like, I said to my husband, wait, come here, am I reading this right? You know, I was just blown away at that. And so now it's more about, okay, how am I perceived? Because for that group of judges to decide that meant they were really looking at my brand. Yeah. So that's kind of where it is next year. It's more just about fine tuning how I want to be viewed. And I've also been asking my customers that if any of them have stories from skin cancer or sun damage, I'd love to hear their story and share it in our blogs. So kind of give them a voice to tell people what they would have done differently if they could go back. And so just trying to work on how we're viewed and launch a few new products here and there for fun.
Yeah, I love it. Well, I mean, all of that is very exciting. Tell me,
Mhm.
just before we go to the questions in the chat, just quickly run me through all the products that you sell, just so everyone can get a feel for what you've created.
Yeah. Okay. So we have a handful. I have a few right here. We have a beautiful aloe line, and this is a face wash. So we have a face wash, a toner, and a face cream. And this is our aloe line it's really good with willow bark extract. And you learn how to make this kind of formulation is exactly what you will learn in the diploma in organic skincare formulation. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. And then my beautiful UV repair oil. We sell 4 oils. What I like to do is I created a little box that people can buy. I think I sent you the box too one time. And they have all 4. This one's numbered. So they're numbered 1 through 4 in the box. And it allows my customers to sample each oil before they purchase a big one. And that gives them a chance to try out each oil. And then we have a handful of serums. This is our red tea serum.
Amazing.
With
I've got one of those as well.
Yeah, with antioxidants in it. We have a peptide serum. We do have a sunscreen,
Yeah.
and that is, one of our big sellers, obviously, because of the skin cancer. And then we have a new product, which is a surprise. I can't share that with you just yet.
Oh, well, I look forward to having the big reveal at a later date. That's
Thank you.
amazing. And if anyone watching obviously wants to buy sun care products, you now know where to go. Sunlux Skincare is the place to be. And I know that the team has posted up the link to Robin's graduate profile on our website as well, which has her website on it and her social handles. And go and follow Robin everywhere because she's amazing. Right. Should we take a couple of questions from the audience?
Yeah.
Amazing. This one is from Leah, who says, what products do you teach to formulate? I think you can answer this one perfectly, Robin.
I mean, you're going to learn way more than I even have in my product line. You're going to learn, how to make the face washes, toners. You're going to learn. But really what Formula Botanica does great is when you're learning a certain topic or subject. So let's say you're learning how to make the face wash. You're not just going to learn how to make one kind of face wash because your customers have all different ways they like to wash their face. So you're going to learn some of the most cool ways of making face washes, and then you can kind of decide if that's one that you want to sell. You're going to learn how to make, I love these things. This is what I give away every year for Christmas. I don't sell them in my store, but I'm obsessed with them, and they're lotion bars. So it's a really, hard bar, but it's for people's hands and lotion in the US. Winter coming up is the best time of year. All my family, they're like, wait for these every Christmas, so you really you're going to learn so many different things to make that you get to decide what you want to sell and what you have time to make. And, how that you got to figure that out too. But you're going to be a well-rounded formulator at the end of this entrepreneur program. Yeah. Absolutely.
The thing I always like to say is I've got all these products behind me and they're all different. Like everyone's made something different. There are no two the same products, no two the same brands there. And all of those people took the same programs and they came out of it being able to pour their uniqueness, their creativity, their love and passion into it. We always say the sort of secret ingredient that they put into it is that love. And I love seeing everything come back and it looking totally different, feeling totally different, smelling totally different. Because once you learn to formulate, you can create anything really. And that is the joy of formulating, because you're not following recipes like you did in the masterclass to make the eye cream that we taught you. You're now creating your own designs. And
right. You're learning how in your modules, yes, you're going to have a video to follow that's going to walk you step by step how to, visually, you're going to see them make the products and then you get the formulation. But the whole point is we're teaching you how to do that so that you can take it and say, you know what, I think I would switch that ingredient to this ingredient. And you know what, that was kind of a thin face cream. I want a really thick face cream. And you learn how to then become the formulator. And that is so exciting when you realize you wrote the formulation. My brand won an award for our body butter, and it won the winner. And that's my formulation. And I just think that is like the coolest thing. I just think it's so cool that I wrote that formulation. And so that's the kind of praise you're going to get from doing something like this. And, when we go to barbecues and stuff, and my husband introduced me, I just say, hi, I'm Robin. But he says, my wife's a formulator. She's got her own skincare line. And and I'm like, it's so cute that he says that. I'm kind of embarrassed, but he's like, oh, you got to check her out. And the women just think it is the coolest thing. The guys sit back and they go, oh, can you make me they start asking me to make them stuff. But the women,
cool.
yeah, it's so funny.
Just because I think some people will probably be wondering this. Had you ever formulated before you enrolled with us?
Absolutely not. Oh, no. I'm not even that good of a cook. I can cook like 4 things and that's about it.
Oh my goodness, Rob.
Yeah, but
but
what I am good at is I'm very organized, and I can follow a formulation. And so I think the reason I'm a good formulator is because it's 100%. When you create a formulation, all your ingredients have to add up to 100%. So I feel like I can't fail. I have to just figure that out, and then I'm good. Now what the percentages are is going to take you time, sometimes, a handful of times to figure out, but that's the fun of it. It's really fun being a formulator, I think.
I love it. And just as a reminder for everyone, enrollment for the International Organic Skincare Entrepreneur Program is currently open. It will be open for another 21.5 hours. I'll be very specific here, but we close at 4 p.m. tomorrow, 4 p.m. UK time, which is 11 a.m. Eastern and 8 a.m. Pacific time. So if you want to join us at Formula Botanica and change your life through learning how to formulate and starting your own indie beauty brand, organic skincare range, just like Robin did, then we're here today to answer your questions. I have a load of questions queued up. We better jump on them because we've been going for half an hour already and flooding in. Let's put one up from Joan, who's watching us on YouTube, who says, does the course include practicals or is it only theory? So Robin, I'm sure you can answer this one as well.
Oh yeah, it's not just theory. I mean, you're gonna get exacts. So if you're someone who needs to know, especially in the business course, what steps do I need to take? It is laid out for you. So yes, the theory is there, the idea and why people come up with brand names, and the theory's there, and that's fun. That's fun to learn about that side, but you are going to get step by step how to get from A to Z. And that's what a lot of people need. And that's what I needed, not only in my visual, but I just need you to tell me what to do. If you tell me what to do, I'll do it. But if you don't, figuring it out is going to take me, twice as long, 5 years. And so I just followed everything in these courses, and I knew eventually at some point it was like, okay, this is becoming real. And I knew I was ready to launch. I just had to figure out my launch day, and that was going to happen.
That's so exciting. And here you now are. Right, let's move on because I can see loads of them. This one is from Fumla, who asks, how is the final assessment structured? Is there a practical evaluation? Let me take that one. So in our formulation diplomas, there is a final tutor marked assessment at the end. And one of our tutor team, and we have a sizable education team, will take your coursework, which you submit on paper, where you upload it into the e-learning platform, and you give us your best formulation. We tell you exactly what's required at that point and what paperwork we want with it. And then one of our tutors will grade that for you and give you feedback. And that is incredibly empowering because at that point you hear from us directly and we tell you whether you are on the right track or not. If you're not, don't worry. The education team is there. The student experience team is there. We support you every step of the way, and you can go back in and have another attempt at it. But generally, people do really well with this. And if they've put the work in throughout the diploma, they will absolutely just soar through the final assessment. So don't worry about that. We're there for you. But yes, we want you formulating because that's why you're here, right? You're not here to take a course that's theory based. You're here to take a course that's going to get your hands, well, not dirty, clean, I suppose is the word I should be using, because you'll be working with lots of amazing natural botanicals. So yes, don't worry about that one. Okay, let's see. I've got a good one here, actually. This one is from Jump Loop 246, who says, my question is whether it's better to do the courses individually versus signing up for the whole program if you have limited time. Let's start with that one, then we'll come to the second question. Could you answer that one for us, Robin, please?
Yes. So I actually believe buying it as a group is going to be your best bet. And let me kind of explain to you why. There are 2 certificates in this program. Those certificates are my best friend. And let me tell you why, because some of them are about the different ways of testing your products. And as you're going through the first course, the main course, the diploma in organic skincare formulation course, you're going to want to know if you're doing it right. And the only way to know if you're doing it right is to be testing your products. It's to learn how your preservative is working with your ingredients. Are you able to hold the pH of your product? If you're not, you're going to have problems, and you don't want any problems. So these certificates are, I think they are so powerful, and the value in them is huge. And I use them as I'm formulating. So the 2 certificate courses, I would say it's better to have this is the bundle, because you're going to be working through those 2 as you're doing the diploma, because you want to know that when you're testing these products that you're doing everything right, you're setting up your lab the right way. And the reason I say this too is because by the time you get to that last course, your business course, you know how to formulate. You most likely have the few products ready, formulations done that you're going to sell. You've done the testing of them, and now you're in the business course. I mean, it's a full-bodied program, so now you're literally ready to launch. And so that's why I think as a whole is the best, as long as if you can do that. That's what I would recommend for sure.
Yeah. And the second question, what if you've started a brand and have some products? I can't even begin to tell you how many people enroll with us who already have a brand. So we have a ton of people who have no experience whatsoever. And then we also have a lot of existing brand owners come and enroll with us because they realize they launched, they don't have the knowledge they need. They've often gone out onto the market. They're not always selling products that are safe or stable. And they realize they need to go back and get that education. So yes, if you have a brand, you have some products, the program's still for you if you want to invest in yourself and get that education. That's what it's there for. Okay, I've got another question here from, I like this one actually, from Nikki's Art World, who says, are there any other courses available after the program? We finished with everything. Well, we do have other courses actually, but what we really recommend is if you want to go from beginner to formulator and entrepreneur, these are the 5 courses you need. Without a shadow of a doubt. We have others, but these are the 5 courses that you need. What I do recommend is for formulators, once they've graduated and once they've got all that experience under their belt and once they've maybe launched their brand, is we have a membership platform, which is a professional development membership platform for formulators, where we release mini courses all the time, every single month, and research papers and profiles on how to continue with your formulation education and how to stay up to date. But you may not be there yet. That's like the next step. And we have, thousands and thousands of people who go through our membership platform, which is called the Lab at Formula Botanica. But I'm getting very much ahead of myself here because obviously enrollment is currently open for these 5 courses below us. It's called the International Organic Skincare Entrepreneur Program. And that will take you from beginner to formulator and organic skincare entrepreneur if you implement everything in there. Okay, another question from Joan. Sorry if I'm skipping through these questions a little bit, but this one's who says, I have a question for Robin. Did you have a budget when you started your brand?
And that's an excellent question, because yes, everybody should actually have a budget. You kind of want to figure out where your budget lands. So I mean, I'm just going to throw some numbers out there. If you have $1,000 to launch something, then maybe you're just going to launch one product, which I actually think is the best route to go. If you only have one product to launch, it kind of helps you understand what people want from you. Okay, they love that one product. Can you give me more? If your customers are asking for more, they're asking for something a little different, make the second product a little bit different. I think as long as you create a budget that you are comfortable with, you can absolutely launch. We have so many people in our program who launch with one product and they do amazing. They're so successful. They're bigger than I am. And it's fun to watch. I love it. So yeah, just obviously you need to be smart with your money, come up with a budget. And here's a trick that I like to tell. I like to tell a lot of the people when I'm helping do mentoring, because they'll say, well, I have so many ingredients I need. And this is what I figured out in the beginning. I take my top 5 ingredients, okay, and I use those in every single product. And I do that because I'm going to add in a few more, but it helps me in my budget to know, okay, these are what I absolutely need. And I already have now a base whether it's oils or it's my emulsifier, but I have a base, and every product is going to use that base. And so that's kind of how I've learned to save money. And there's all kinds of tricks. There's discounts, there's all kinds of things. And that's what we're there to help you with when you are ready to launch your brand. We're there to help you understand what can you do at that point in time.
Yeah, that's really good advice. Always have a budget.
Mhm.
I often interview a lot of our graduates on the podcast I host called Green Beauty Conversations. Make sure you subscribed if you haven't yet. But also on our YouTube channel, other places. And I often ask them, how much did you have available in terms of money when you launched? And typically the answer I generally get is just $1,000 or $2,000, pounds, wherever you are in the world. And you look at that and you go, actually, although that's a lot of money, and I don't want to devalue that, in the grand scheme of things, when there are beauty brands out there launching, the big players, the L'Oreals of this world, they're launching with millions. And yet here are people who are doing it with just a tiny pot of cash. And they're turning that into sustainable businesses. Like I interviewed one of our graduates for a podcast episode that's coming out soon. She's in Indonesia. She launched with $1,500. And actually, she spent most of that buying the courses at Formula Botanica. And then at the moment, she has a skincare brand, which is doing really well. She has an import business for ingredients. She's also just built a 2,000 square meter contract manufacturing facility. So she's building this empire, but it all started with that one investment, never formulated before. And now she's like this mogul in cosmetic formulation. It's incredible. And we have so many stories like that. Like, I don't know if we've still got Roshan's. Oh, yeah. Rashan from the Glossary, who's in the UK, she launched with £2,000, and her brand is doing so well. She's won awards again. She's been featured on TV. She's had all sorts of articles written about her, and she's done really, really well by just focusing on that organic, slow growth. Or Sandra from Nopalera, her brand is in the US. She launched with, well, she didn't really have anything. She just put the Formula Botanica course on her Amex card. I don't recommend anyone goes into debt, by the way. That is not something I support, but she did. And she launched with her brand, and within 2 months, she'd moved into commercial premises. Within 3 months, she was stocked by 50 retailers. She just bought enough ingredients for the first batch, and off she went, basically. And now, 3.5 years later, she's been on Shark Tank. She turned them down. She said, no, I don't want your millions. You're devaluing my business. She's done something like, I think she said $4 million in revenue in her third year. She's stocked by over 400 retailers. Everyone starts with a different budget, but you can do this on a shoestring, on a small budget. So don't let it stress you out, shall I say. Right, let's have a look at the other questions we've got coming in. We've got another one from Joan. Thank you for your questions, Joan. This is awesome. When enrolling in the course, does it come with a beginner's kit, or do I buy it for myself? Robin, could you answer that one?
Sure. You're not going to get a kit from us. You are going to get the access to the supplier's guide. It's an amazing, amazing resource that you're going to use all the time. And a few of these suppliers, they offer kits. They offer some of the equipment kits, but we give you so much information. So you are going to have to purchase this yourself. But, Lorraine came up with the term a lab in a bag, which is amazing because you technically can fit everything you need to formulate in a bag. And so, I don't know, she's trying to get it now too to show you. There you go.
Now, I do want to give credit where credit is due. That was actually invented by our formulation tutor, Brooke, who actually had her own lab in a bag. And then our education manager, Anna, named it. So yeah, credit to them for coming up with a great concept.
Yes. But it's so good because it's visual. And that's what, people need to see that. It doesn't take a whole, building to formulate. Most people start in their kitchen. I started in my kitchen, and then everything was moved to a tiny, tiny space in the house, and it just kind of grew from there. But you don't need a lot, and everything you do need, the school is going to provide you with the resources to find it. So even if you think you're in a part of the world where, I can't get anything here, there's suppliers who ship internationally, and we usually can help you find one to get it to wherever you need it to be. So we are here to help you with that. But you do have to, as the entrepreneur, want to build your lab.
Yeah, absolutely. We provide you with a supplier guide as well. I've seen a couple of questions about where do I get ingredients in my country. We provide you with a supply guide with over 400 global suppliers when you enroll with us. That's part of your student library, which you just get as a bonus on top of all of your courses. Let me just hide the message because then I can show the badges again, because enrollment is currently open for our International Organic Skincare Entrepreneur Program. And yes, we want you to build up those relationships with suppliers. So what we've done is we've tested quite a few of them, because I have a sizable team at Formula Botanica. There are over 40 of us, but we have almost 20,000 students. So we've crowdsourced that information from our students and graduates around the world who come to us and go, I found an amazing supplier. And so we update our guide several times a year to make sure we put all of that information in. And sometimes we take suppliers out as well if we're not that happy with the quality that our community has seen. So it's a fantastic resource for you. Right, let's see. Oh, this is a good one, actually. This is from I Empower 53, who says, do you promote ingredients utilized in formulations based on the USDA organic standards? Well, what we do is we provide you with sample formulations that you can follow in the courses, and then we teach you what we call frame formulations, where you follow our guidance on how to create your own. So imagine, very simply, I haven't really got a good example here, but imagine you're making a lip balm. This is one of our graduates' lip balms. And you know that it's going to contain oil, butter, and wax. We give you approximate ranges for how much oil, how much butter, how much wax. And then you can start with 1 butter, 1 oil, 1 wax to create your own. And then you might go, oh, I'm going to make 2 oils, 2 butters, 2 waxes. And so you start to create your own formulation. And you might find that some waxes are a little bit harder. So you tweak the formulation ever so slightly. And that's what it takes to become a formulator. But just to answer your question, we work to EcoCert standards. And EcoCert is a very well-known organic certification body who certify internationally. USDA obviously only focuses on the US. We work to international organic standards, and we make sure that all of our formulations would comply with that. But obviously, the formulations that we're teaching in our courses are sample formulations, and we want you to make your own, which is far more rewarding than following one that we've made for you. Much like following the eye cream in the Masterclass is a lot of fun, but now I want you to be able to make your own eye cream. So let's see. I've got a couple more questions. Keep those questions coming, by the way, because we're only going to be here for another 10, 15 minutes or so. So if you have any questions, this is your chance to get an answer. Let's see. Here's a good one. I just want to show this one from Maura. Maura is one of our students on the International Organic Skincare Entrepreneur Program, who says, I've enrolled in the Entrepreneur Program and it's absolutely fantastic. Best thing ever. Thank you so much, Maura. We love you very much. Here's a good one for you, Robin. Where can I find your After Sun formulations? I would be interested to try them next summer. I love it.
Oh, well, thank you so much. You can find me on my website. It's Sunlux Skincare, and Sunlux is Sunlux. So sunluxskincare.com. And yeah, you can find me there. If you need to email me, the email's on the website, hello@sunluxskincare.com. And if you sign up, you can find me in the forums. I'm all over mentoring and answering your questions. And I always put my name at the end so you know it's me. And we're just here. We just want to help everyone have a great experience learning to formulate, because I can honestly say that I had no idea in 2018 that this school was going to change my life. I mean, literally just changed my life. There, I have personal stories that, I don't need to go into now, but it brought so much joy into my life that I just feel like I'm a different person. And so I am just so grateful to the school. And we are there to make sure that if you join, you have the resources and the mentoring, and we'll answer your questions, everything you need to get out of it really what you want to get out of it.
Yes, I love this. So go and find Robin on our graduate page and go and buy her formulations because they're beautiful. Right, a few more questions come in. This one is from Jump Loop again, who says, once you sign up, are you committed to the full cost? Or if you pay monthly, can you try it? And if it doesn't work, can you leave and not incur more costs? If you sign up for the monthly payment plan, it is a payment plan and we are effectively financing you ahead of time. So yes, you do need to finish that payment plan. However, what I will say is we have a 30-day money back guarantee. And hardly anyone ever asks for their money back. If you do, we are there for you. Now, I will say that money back guarantee only applies within those 30 days. And we don't want you to have completed more than 25% of the first course in the package, but that should give you plenty of opportunity to browse around, try stuff out, and see how you get on with it. So we're there for you. If you want support, my team answers like 25,000 help desk tickets a year. It's an enormous undertaking, and many of those are from students, and we get to know our students really well, and we talk to them, and they come to us when they have issues, and we chat it out and we try and figure out a solution. So don't worry about it. But yes, the payment plan is a full commitment. It's not a membership that you just finish. So a question for you, Robin. Do you have to study at set times?
No, that is the best part about the school. You will sign up and you will immediately have access to log in and start working on your modules. And the modules are set so that as you work through them, you can't just jump around, you have to go in order. And I actually find that to be the best way to learn, because within the program, we're taking you basically from beginner to business owner. And so you got to take that steps in the right order to get there. And really, once you do that, you will look back and you'll understand why it's set up the way it is, and it's amazing. The only thing you have to do is figure out what times of day that you can sit down and study. I mean, other than that, it's really up to you. That's the best part about being able to study from home.
It is. I love that too. And just as a reminder for everyone watching, we're not going to be going for much longer on this webinar. So if you have any questions, put them in the chat and we will try and answer them live for you. And if you are thinking about enrolling on the entrepreneur program, now is your time, because we're closing in like 21 hours. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. UK time, London time, the whole thing closes down. It won't be open again until next year at the earliest. So don't delay, because think about where you are right now and think about where you want to be. If you don't enroll now, you're not going to get there any quicker, believe me. And Robin told us how she went from watching a masterclass, enrolling with us, and within 2 years, she had a brand. So just think about how that would feel if 2 years from now, you're sat here going, I have my own skincare brand. That's amazing. And Robin's talking about how this changed her life. So if you have any questions for Robin as well, put them in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. So obviously the Entrepreneur Program is currently open. It contains these 5 award-winning online courses. When someone enrolls with us, which one should they start with?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah.
I didn't see it pop up on the screen. Okay. I recommend you start with the Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation course. From there, I think that if you want to open up the certificate programs, because I feel like they do a really good job of kind of blending into what you're learning in the diploma course, then that's kind of what I would do. I think after that, you can focus you can make it your choice. You can focus on the business course, or you can go into the advanced. Now, let me just tell you, that advanced course is going to make you the best formulator you've ever been. It's going to stretch you, but you are going to understand how ingredients, there's not just one kind of gum, xanthan gum that you put in a product, your emulsion. There's like 10 of them. And you're going to learn by the end how each one performs with different ingredients. And I mean, it's just fascinating. You will blow your friends away at the vocabulary you have and the way you can talk. And, I work with manufacturers, and when I need to deal with the chemist, they're kind of like, oh, where'd you go to school? And I tell them, and they're so impressed that I know my stuff. So you are really going to go from knowing nothing in order to launching a brand. So I would absolutely recommend the first course you do start with is the Diploma in Skincare Formulation. That's going to launch you into the rest of them.
Amazing. And then, yes, if you want to take the business course alongside it, as Robin's talking about the formulation courses too, you can basically do those 2 things at the same time when you first start, which means you can fast track your way through these programs as well. Robin, what do you think your life would be like if you hadn't enrolled?
Oh, I don't even know. I really don't, because, I was suffering from postpartum depression when I found Forma Botanica. And so I needed something to dig me out of the hole I was in, and Forma Botanica did that. And now I share my story about my skin cancer. I mean, my family's proud of me. My kids are proud of me. It's like the coolest thing that, the school gave me so much more than just a skill. And that's why, sometimes I feel like people probably get sick of seeing me because I'm always like, let me do something for you, Formula Botanica. Like I always just want to shout it from a rooftop, because if you really want to learn a skill that can change your life, I feel like this is it. And if you really want to become an entrepreneur, I always think, and I tell people, we can't make you an entrepreneur, but if you want to be one, this is everything you need to become that entrepreneur. All you have to do is do it, So I don't even know where I would be. I'm just so grateful that I'm where I'm at today.
Well, tell me a bit about life for you now. I mean, you talked about obviously how proud everyone feels around you. How do you feel?
I feel so good. I'm so proud of myself.
Good.
Yeah, and I love it because I feel like I'm in control. I'm in control of the business. There's other things in life I'm not in control of, but I get to control the business. I get to control, where we go next year. Like I was saying, I do want to launch another product that's coming out soon. And I, I really would love to, just be able to do a few more speaking events or things like that. But I feel like I'm in a great spot. And yeah, I honestly owe it all to Formula Botanica.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you. That is incredible to
Yeah.
hear. And I'm sure everyone watching has gained so much from listening to you too. And I hope that all of you viewers have seen, or people watching us on the replay have seen, how that International Organic Skincare Entrepreneur Program will take you from no knowledge in formulation like Robin had, to launching a brand, to being proud of what you've created in the world, and to changing lives, because Robin gets so much feedback from her customers as well, just thanking her for the amazing formulation she's made. And Robin is one of our graduates, one of our amazing graduates. We have so many other amazing graduates around the world, and that could include you too, if you choose to enroll before tomorrow at 4 p.m. UK time. We're going to wrap up this webinar now, because I think we've answered most of the questions. If I missed your question, I do apologize. Get in touch with us at our help desk. Just write to hello@formulabotanica.com. The team is in there. They're going through all the tickets. I mean, we're being flooded with tickets at the moment. So just give us a couple of hours. We're doing our very, very best, but we will get back to you. And we would obviously love to welcome you into our community, because we know what this could mean for you. The Entrepreneur Program, the International Organic Skincare Entrepreneur Program, is the only program in the world that will take you from complete beginner to certified formulator and organic skincare entrepreneur, with the ability to turn your formulations, like the eye cream that you followed along with in the masterclass, you could turn your formulations into a business. And that business could bring you more joy and fulfillment than you ever thought possible. It could create a sustainable lifestyle business for you. It could be a side hustle. It could go global, like some of our graduates have, who are stocked in Sephora and Target and Boots and all over the world. That could be you too. Everything is within your reach, but you will only get there if you take action, because the only person who is going to make this happen for you is you. Just like Robin, when she enrolled with us, she took action and she said, this is something I want to do for myself. And she got to that end goal of having a brand. And look at how incredibly proud she is of that brand, and very rightly so, because what you've created is absolutely beautiful. So thank you so much for joining me this evening, or this afternoon for you, Robin.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. And for anyone listening today, I really just want to encourage you, if you feel like this is something that you can do, or you're interested and you think that this is where you want to be, there's no other time than now to be able to take advantage of this opportunity. You get all these courses. You could do it all from home immediately, right when you begin, right when you get the courses uploaded, and you could just begin changing your life and where you want to be in the future. So I think you'll be happy if you make that jump.
Thank you so much, Robin. Thank you for the kind words, but thank you also for taking an hour out of your time to come and chat to us all. And thank you for watching us at home, wherever you are in the world. If you're watching us live, it's awesome to have you with us. If you're watching us on the replay, thank you so much for catching us afterwards. As I said, enrollment for our International Organic Skincare Entrepreneur Program closes tomorrow at 4 p.m. London time. That's 21 hours from now. If you're with us live, it's 11 a.m. Eastern time, 8 a.m. Pacific time. And I really know that this program could be the game changer, because it will teach you to formulate, to innovate, to test, to make your formulations safe and stable, and then how to turn them into a business. It contains everything you need to know. And as you can tell from all the products stood behind me from our graduates, from the over 2,000 reviews we have on Trustpilot, which you can access from our website, from the graduate gallery that we've got listed at the top of our website, just go and click on graduates, from just everything that we put out there, you'll see that Formula Botanica is the leading formulation school. So if you want to do this, if you're serious about this and you want to take action, this is the place to be, and your window of opportunity is closing very, very rapidly. So this is really the last chance. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We're here for you. We'll be here until 4 p.m. tomorrow. At that point, the masterclass disappears as well. I'm afraid that will be going when we close enrollment, because we have to get the show on the road with orientation, which starts on Wednesday for our latest student cohort. And I can't wait to meet them. I know they're in there. They're already working through their first modules, and they're getting ready for all the orientation events that my team will be running for them. And honestly, I can't wait to see their formulations. I can't wait to see the businesses they launch, because a year, 2 years down the line, I'll be sat here holding up their products, much like I've been talking about some of our other graduates this evening. Thank you so much. We'll see you all soon. Thanks, Robin. Take care.
Yes, bye. Thank you.